Good morning. Give it about 1 more minute, see if anybody else joins. We'll get started. Good morning. We're going to review a little bit for your quiz today. I've got like 8 or 9 slides, just kind of review, chance to go over and make sure that we're feeling good about the material. And then I'm going to review the instructions for Everfi registration. Even though we did it last week, I still have about half of you that haven't turned it in. So we'll go over that again because tomorrow we start our first Everfi assignment. And we're going to do it in class, but you have to have registered in order to do the assignment. Okay. All right, let's get started. Hope everybody's having a great day. Either you had a great Valentine's Day or self-love day, or you had a great day not celebrating any of that and you just did your day. So whatever it was, I hope you had a good day and stuff. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start first with reviewing 9.1, okay? So we did the course arc notebook last Thursday and Monday and stuff. So we're going to spend the period then just kind of going over the review sheet because the quiz is due this Friday, okay? And you get 3 attempts on that. And I think sometimes that the review sheets are underutilized. So, people, I'm not scoring well or this and that. And I'm like, well, one, did you do the course arc? Did you do the notebook? But did you look at the review sheet? Because the review sheet is super helpful and stuff. So go ahead and click on the link there in the chat, open up the review sheet. Okay. So here it is and stuff. So it's going to have your key vocab and definitions because oftentimes there'll be out of the 7 questions, there'll at least be a couple that are vocab related. Well, you got them right here on the review sheet. And then we didn't have as many multiple choice questions this time in the course arc like normal, but I still went through the pages. There was quite a bit of reading and graphs and things like that. And so, what is scarcity, wants versus needs, goods versus services? Scarcity does not mean shortage, the importance of entrepreneurs, different kinds of capital, human capital versus physical capital. We'll talk about that. I took some of the important graphs that I thought helped to explain concepts or related to concepts. Opportunity cost, we'll talk a little bit about that. When we make decisions can fall. When there's an opportunity cost, those opportunity cost decisions fall in 3 different areas. Anytime it's a multiple choice question, so the answer will be highlighted. So you'll see the question and then the answer. And again, there weren't a ton of questions this time, right? And stuff, but the few that there were, you can also find those in here. So this is a great opportunity. Now, I give you the link for it, but let's say you want to alter the document. In order to do that, you have to make a copy. So you go to File, make a copy, and you can rename it whatever you want, okay, or just take out the copy of or something like that, and then save it to your government folder on your drive. And then you click Make a Copy, okay? And that way, if you want to do any altering, let's say you like to highlight or something, or you like to, let's say you want to take the terms and you want to bold them, you can make those changes. So the reason I don't give you editing rights is because, I don't want the document altered, but you're welcome to alter your own document. You know what I mean? So if that's something you want to do, you just make a copy and then that way you can add or adjust or change things if that's something that you want to do. Okay, so we'll use this to review a little bit today, and then I'll go over the Everfi instructions. All right, so for our bell ringer, what was due yesterday? There were 3 things that were due yesterday. In fact, I already mentioned them. So in the chat, what was due yesterday? Who remembers? What was due yesterday? 3 things were due yesterday. Let's see it in the chat. What was due? Good. Notebook, course arc, Everfi. Very good, Dream. Very good, Whisper. Very good, JD. Yes. Okay. So the notebook, 9.1 notebook was due. We got most of it done in class, right? We on Thursday and Monday, we got 1 through 8 done. So we only had to do 9 and 10. Course arc, we did the entire thing in class on Thursday and Monday. So no reason that shouldn't be done, though I went through and put in scores this morning and only about half of you again had it done. So again, if you missed class, you can go back and you can find those playbacks. And then the Everfi registration, right, which I did that with you last Wednesday. We literally went step by step by step. Okay. You can go in and check and see if you submitted it. You go in and look at your score. So because I've graded all of them as of this morning. So if you go into your grade, if you're ever questioning like, oh, did I do that? You can go in to grade and see if it's, you know what I mean, what it's showing. Okay. So if you ever miss class or you need to go back and watch a playback, let's just review where you find that really quick, okay? When you go to modules, anything that I do in class, PowerPoints, review sheets, and even the recording of class, I post in the modules, okay? So they go here in the live session playbacks, okay? So for example, week 7 this week, it has the PowerPoint that I use Monday and last Thursday, Monday, and even a little bit today, the link to the review sheet that I just gave you. So if you ever like, oh, I missed class or I lost the link she gave me in class, something like that, you can usually find it on this page. Okay. It tells you day by day what's due. Okay. So like today we're going to review for the quiz and I'm going to review that registration. So that should be up here, but not a big deal. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to do marketplace. All right. I'm going to go over all those details tomorrow, even give you time in class to do it, tell you on Friday what's going on. Okay. And then the playbacks are here. So the recordings from class. So this is Mondays. After this period, I'll get it done. And by the end of the day, then today's will be there. So you'll usually find 3. So for example, if you go to last week, week 6, same thing. You can find the documents. There was Monday, Tuesday. I love it when it freezes when I'm like making some terrible face, right? It's like, oh, that one's even worse. Oh my gosh. Okay. But there's Monday's class, Wednesday, Thursday. So they just go in order 1, 2, 3. Okay. And it'll tell you what, see, Everfi registration. Okay. Day 1, fundamentals. So, and like when I'm covering a module or something like that, then I'll label like day 1, day 2, of what we're doing so that it's easier to keep track. See day 2 of that. Okay. So do any of you use the playbacks? I know it's terrible. Like I hate that where it's like, it's like, why does it do that? Good thing I don't take myself too seriously. Good morning, Miss Carter.
Hi, everybody.
We're just going over what on the live session pages and where they can go find playback. So on the playbacks, it always freezes. It always freezes like when I upload or so it always freezes when I'm making some weird face. It can't just be when I'm sitting there like normal. It's like,
Oh, of course not. You have
yeah,
to be
it's
either
like
drinking
really weird.
something, your mouth's open, whatever. Yeah, I
I
do
turn on
that.
playbacks if I'm super need, but sometimes they get removed. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't get removed. They're there. Let me see. You just go to that week's. See, there's last week's. The previous week's. I mean, they should be on the page. You know, if we did something, sometimes the shorter weeks there aren't as many videos. Oh, there we are. Got the hand. I mean business, serious business. So they should be there. Try maybe reloading or something. For the project. Okay, but there's recordings of them there. Yeah, they should be there. Or if it's a sub or something like that, I'll still post them in there or maybe in the announcement or something. Okay. So if you ever need to go back, rewatch something or whatever, they are available there. Try to forgive my weird mannerisms. Okay. Alrighty. So very good. So the 3 things that were due yesterday, the course arc, and arc is such like a weird. It's not like a really a term. Like the only time I think I've ever used it was like referring to like Noah's Ark or something. You know what I mean? Like in fact, the first couple weeks of school, I think I called it arch instead of arc. So I'm like, who uses this word? Like it's not a common word. So of course, arch, arc. We did the notebook and then we went over Everfi registration. So I'm going to go over, just review a little bit using the review sheet. I'll put the link in here one more time in case you need it and stuff. So we'll go over that. So open up that review sheet, have it ready. Okay. I'm going to ask some questions and you guys can unmute or you can put it in the chat. And the goal is just to review a little bit. Okay. Just to kind of get the juices flowing. And then I'll spend a few minutes going over Everfi, making sure that we know how to register because tomorrow we are doing our first Everfi assignment. Okay. And so I don't want to have to go over the registration tomorrow when I've already been over it twice. So only half of you have submitted it. So we need to take care of business, get that done so that tomorrow when we start our Everfi assignment in Marketplace, I can go straight into that. And then I'll give you time in class. So you should actually be able to get that first assignment done in class. Great opportunity cost decision. Okay. So watch, I'm going to try to use those terms whenever I can. All right. So here we go. So using the review sheet, or if you remember off the top of your head, respond. Okay. Here we go. So this is one of the key terms. Okay. The most desirable alternative given up as a result of a decision. What is that? Put it in the chat. What is that? Or unmute. So we can go through these as fast as you want or as slow as you guys want. Yes, very good. Okay, opportunity cost, right? So term I just used, and this is so big. Our whole lives we're constantly making opportunity costs. Like last night, I had food to make dinner, and that would have been cheaper, but I figured it was Valentine's Day, and I love myself, so I went and picked up dinner instead. Was I supposed to do that? No, I blew the budget, so I made an opportunity cost. I chose my comfort over the budget. So the trade-off is tonight I have to make dinner. I can't get out of it and stuff because I already spoiled myself one day this week. All right. We're constantly doing that, right? Last night I was tired, so I went to bed early. So I mean I had to get up early this morning, 45 minutes early to get my work done. So I was ready for the day. So all the time we make decisions, right? We make decisions and there's payoff and it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just the choices that we make. All right, good job. The actions or activities that one person performs for another. What is that called? Let's get some participation. What is that called? Fill up the chat. What is this? Awesome. Let's see some more people respond. The actions and activities that one person performs for another. Yes, this is services, right? The services that you get. So there's two kinds of things that kind of run the economy. There's goods, so the physical items that we have, right? And then services, when one person does something for another, usually in exchange for pay or money, right? Some sort of compensation, okay? And stuff. So, can you guys give me some examples of service jobs? We live in Service City, right? We are tourist city. We are Sin City, and stuff. Las Vegas. So, what are some common service jobs? What do you think? Anything that's a service job. Hairstylist, absolutely. All right, one of my favorite or most important to me service jobs. Okay, one of my most important to me service jobs. Let's hear some others. Hairstylist, absolutely. I cannot. I don't want to try to color my hair myself. Oh, a chef, absolutely right. Cooking. Oh, nail artist. Oh my goodness, amazing. I love watching those videos sometimes when they create them. Anybody else get stuck into that? Babysitters, yes, such an important service. I need time away from my kids sometimes, or it's a great way to make extra money. It's a tester. Do you mean like a like testing products? Is that what you mean, Dream? Yeah, that is actually a service job. Testing products. So we might not directly see it, right? But they're testing to make sure it's safe or taste test or things like that. Yeah, I never even think about that. Yeah, that's a good one. There's so many out there. What other kind of service jobs? Think about in Vegas, like on the strip. Like on the Las Vegas strip. I mean, we are a service industry city, right? Overwhelmingly our job market is directed towards services because people are so think about any show you go see. Limo drivers, yes, right? You can't have the Vegas experience unless you got the stretch limo, right? It's pretty like the Hummer ones or something like that, right? The more ridiculous, the better. Yeah, limo drivers for sure. Uber drivers, people that take you around, Lyft, things like that. Think anytime you go to a show, those are service industry people who are using their amazing talents, maybe acrobats or Cirque du Soleil or some music performance or something like that. I mean, that's a service, anytime you go to a restaurant, you're not old enough to gamble yet, but when you can or something like that, the people, cocktail waitresses who come around to do that. Delivery drivers, that's a really important one, right? So that you have everything you need within the different aspects of the casino industry. Absolutely. Yeah. And we really found out how important delivery drivers, not only locally, but statewide, right? During the pandemic, truck drivers and things like that, because if that shuts down, it hurts our entire economy, right? Our access to food, the price of food. So people who are in the delivery industry, whether it's short, right around town or cross country, very, very important. Yes. Oh, I need my Amazon drivers. Okay. I need my Amazon is here probably at least 3 times a week because it's just so easy. It's so nice. It's a bad habit. Yes. Very good. Great examples. Very, very good. Okay. The resources that are used to make goods and services. What is that called? The resources that are used to make goods and services. What do we call that? The resources used to make goods and services. Very good. Yes, factors of production. Okay, so factors of production. So this is just, let's say I'm opening a restaurant. Deciding what kind, let's say Italian food, okay? Well, is where I'm looking to set up my restaurant. Do I have an ideal audience there? Like, am I going to have the right consumers coming in? So that's an important, goods, the location. Can I get the ingredients that I need and stuff? So that's a good. Can I hire the right chef, who can cook good Italian food? Not, ooh, this is not good Italian food, That's going to be services, people who wait the tables. So all those different factors that go into providing the goods and services are factors of production. How available is it, the price of that, and the way with which we can carry that out. Okay. This is more like something I've been trying to kind of beat into you guys a little bit. And so you really get this. So let's see if you remember. We have unlimited wants and needs. You and I, it's never ending, right? It's never ending. But because of scarcity exists. That means they are what? The wants and needs are what? So we have unlimited wants and needs, but yes, they are limited because of scarcity. Not every need or want can be met. Now, sometimes it's subjective, right? So sometimes it's the need might be able to be met, but not the want. So for example, I would love to drive a Cadillac Escalade. Every time I see a Cadillac Escalade, I'm like, oh, I love you. Okay, I can't afford it. Can't afford it. Not in the budget. So I have a car. So my need is met. I have a vehicle to drive, but is it the one I want? Not technically. You know what I mean? So sometimes wants and needs, it's subjective. I want to eat sushi for lunch, but I have to make a sandwich today. But sometimes they can't be met at all. So depending on what it is. So sometimes a want or a need can't be met or isn't met, or sometimes it's not met in the way that we want. So there's kind of two ways to look at it, that it's not met or that it's met in a different way. It's altered in a different way. Okay. Any of you have a want or need that you didn't have met yesterday? You wanted a certain food or a certain thing, certain chocolate. I wanted a certain chocolate. I didn't get it. My kids came home with candy. Oh my gosh, they get so many Valentines, so much candy and stuff like that. So I did get some of the chocolate I wanted. I looted their stash. So I call it payment for being their parent. So they got to pay me with chocolate for my services. So being their parent. Anybody? All right. There are two types of capital. Okay. There are two types of capital. So when we're talking about goods and services, okay, there are two types of capital that are necessary. There's physical capital and there's human capital. So let's use the example of a hairdresser. So let's use that example. Okay. So a hairdresser, hairdresser, barber, someone who does hair. Okay. What is the physical capital that would go into being a hairdresser or a barber? What's the physical capital? Who can describe that for me? Or a couple of people, like just give me an example of what would be physical capital in the example of, let's say, a hairdresser. What do we think? Physical capital versus human capital. So we talked about this quite a bit, and it's in the review sheet. So what would be an example of physical capital? Yes, scissors, spray bottle, very good. So some of the items needed. Okay, what else? Very good. So yeah, you got scissors to cut, spray bottle, get your hair wet. What else? What else would be examples of physical capital if you're a hairdresser? Okay, either everybody's asleep or nobody gets their hair done. Yes, a blow dryer. Yes, definitely. You want to leave looking good. You know what I mean? Need that blow dryer. Very good. What else would be examples of physical capital? Yes, the chair, the draping over your shoulders, the building itself, right? Shampoo, conditioner. You know what I mean? The coloring products. If you get a shorter haircut, yeah, the water to wash it out. If you get a shorter haircut, the buzzer, to trim it short. So possibly body wash. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever used body wash in maybe, if you're getting some kind of scalp treatment or something like that. I don't know. Lots of the products and things you need. Yeah, the straightener, the curler, stuff like that. If you got longer hair and they're styling it or something like that, you know what I mean? So absolutely. So it's physical capital. So the tools with which they need to do their job. Now, human capital. So now again, in the same example of like a barber or hairdresser, what would be examples of human capital? What would be examples if you're a hairdresser or barber? What's the human capital? So we went over the physical capital to do the job. What would be examples of the human capital? Great examples for physical capital. Really good job. What would be examples of human capital for someone doing your hair or a barber? Yes. So how do they get those skills? Very good. So experience, Faith. Very good. How often? What do you have to do even before you're supposed to do before you start doing hair? Officially. Beauty school, very good. Yeah, esthetician school, beauty school, right? So we have the schooling, the money that they invest in it, that year or two that they went to school and they practiced and they messed up on dummy's hair and hopefully, didn't mess up on a real person's hair or something like that. And they learned how to cut appropriately, make it even, do a fade, put in the right color, not burn someone's hair off, hopefully, like learn those important skills so that they can provide that service. Then the experience that they provide, the years of that. And I don't know about you, most people in the beauty industry, they specialize, like I know that my husband would not want to go to my hairdresser. I don't want to go to his barber. His barber does it high and tight and does this like fade thing and stuff like that. And my hairstylist, she is but more about color and longer, balayage and stuff like that. So even within that industry, right, people will often specialize. Maybe they specialize in extensions or, doing relaxation techniques on hair or coloring techniques or short haircut techniques, and all of those skill sets, then you go and you specialize in it. And oftentimes no two beauty salons or stylists are the same. Kind of depending, maybe they could do general things, but they might specialize in certain kinds of haircut or certain hair treatments or things like that. So even within the industry, there's going to be differences of experience, school, continuing education, and things like that. Great. All right. Every time you make an opportunity cost decision, there are 3 levels that those decisions can fall into. What are those 3 levels? So take a look at the review sheet. Sometimes it's all 3. Sometimes it ends up being all 3. Sometimes it's just one of them. Sometimes it's 2 of them. It depends on the decision. So what are the 3 levels of decisions that we see with opportunity cost? Every time we make a decision, there's kind of 3 levels it can fall into. So look at the review sheet. They're literally labeled 1, 2, 3. I got time. Come on, folks, look at the review sheet. What are the 3 levels? Every time you choose to do something, you give up opportunity cost to do that. What are the 3 decisions? Good. Individual decisions. Okay, good. So that's 1. So individual decision. Yeah, dream and example could be like sleep. You know what I mean? Like I made an individual decision last night to go to bed early and to get up early because I had to finish. So because I went to bed early, I was tired. Then I had to get up early this morning, which was hard, and do my extra work. An individual decision. Okay, what are the other 2? They're literally listed right there on the review sheet. So there's the individual level decisions. What's the next level? It's literally listed right there. Yes, business decision. Very good. Yes, Kevin, thank you. Business decisions. So let's say, for instance, that I decide that I'm not gonna work on Monday. I am actually impacting the school, right? A business, okay, with my individual decision to not work that day. Maybe I'm sick or I have something going on or whatever. It impacts because who's going to fill in for me? Who's going to teach the class? How is that going to be done? So sometimes our individual decisions impact businesses. Or if I own a business, that decision, you know what I mean? My prices that I charge, the hours that I'm open, the services or goods that I provide or offer, and stuff. If I take a day off, how does that impact the business? So business decisions, and then good government decisions are the highest or the most macro, right? And the reality is that the government can't meet all of our needs, right? We have unlimited wants and needs. You all the time when it's voting, they get up there. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to get you that. If you haven't learned this already, they're full of hogwash. All of them, hopes and dreams. Okay, it's not real because they can't meet all of our needs. There's not enough tax money, and even if they raise taxes, there won't be enough money to do every single thing for every single person. They can put some money maybe into this program or that program or that program, but the reality is we have unlimited wants and needs. We want it all. And just like on the individual level, at the business level, at the government level, you can't have it all. There is scarcity. There is a limit of resources and goods. So for the government tax money, in order to put into those goods and services that we need, into medical, into social, into education, into government or into military, into infrastructure, there is not enough money to do everything, into Social Security, into Medicare. I mean, controversial topics, but the reality is there's not enough. So then that becomes the decision, the hard decisions of where do we take money? Where do we move money? How do we spend, and stuff. And that becomes a hot topic, of how we do it. All right, last one. The decision-making process is sometimes called what? The decision-making process is sometimes called what? What is it called? I just want you to know I was done with my other period by now because we went through these fast, waiting for you guys to respond. I guess you guys
They're just processing. They're really giving it their all.
They are. Okay, great, Marie. Thank you. Yes, cost benefit analysis. Okay. So the decision-making process within economics is cost benefit analysis. So sometimes this is very technical, right? So if you have a business or if you're doing your budget or government even, then you have to get really technical. The cost of something versus what you get for it. Is it worth it? Because there are limited resources and goods, money, time, product, things like that. Okay. So sometimes you have to see. So you have to see where, it's at. But sometimes it's not that complicated. Last night I made a cost benefit decision. I chose to spend money that I didn't have budgeted on dinner at the benefit of me. And it was worth it. Tonight I have to make dinner to save costs.
Yeah. But you splurged. And now
even though I'm not going to love it.
Yeah,
I'm going to be tired
consequence.
And I'm not going to want to do it. I'm going to be like, and stuff, but I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? So cost analysis, it happens all the time as you get jobs, as you spend money, as you just make decisions of what to do with your resources because you realize there's not enough, paying that bill. You're like, I got to have electricity versus going and doing that fun thing. We're constantly making cost analysis decisions, some very official and some not. Like I said, that Escalade I want, that sounds so great, but I don't have the money for it. So I have to pick a vehicle that is in my budget, that is more cost benefit to what, I can do. So I don't have this payment that I can't afford, so just because you want something doesn't mean it's always the best thing for you. Okay. So the goal is just to kind of review, get your juices flowing, use that review sheet. All right. That's due on Friday and you get 3 attempts on the quiz. All right. So now we did this last Wednesday, but I'm going to go over it again real quick. This won't take very long and then I'll let you go because I literally have not gotten this from half of you. All right. So I don't know what people are doing, but they're not doing the opportunity cost that they're supposed to. Okay. Which is registering because we're literally going to go over our first assignment in class tomorrow. And I'm not going over registration tomorrow. So if you come in here and you're like, I don't know how to register, I'm going to be like, go watch the playback. Because I'm not going over it in class because I have been twice that you literally should have done it with me step by step. All right. So you're going to log into Clever. So in order to register, it's really easy. You have to log into Clever. Okay. So log into Clever. So make sure that you're in Clever. And once you're here and you see all these tabs, you're looking for Everfi. If you can't find Everfi, then you can type it into the chat or into the search bar and you can find it there and select it. So once you have it, I want you to click on the heart, and clicking on the heart, that saves it to your favorites list or your short list. And that way you can get to it faster. Okay. So that when you're logging into Everfi, which we're going to be using this at least once a week, if not a couple times a week. Okay. So we'll be using this till the end of the year. You're going to want to have that ready. So when you go to like your short list, it's right there. So once you have it saved, then you're going to click on Everfi and it should automatically log you in. Okay, it should automatically log you in. Now, if it doesn't automatically log you in, all right, then you need to use your CCSD credentials. Okay, so whatever you logged into Canvas with or email or, your CCSD credentials. Okay, it should be the same. But usually through Clever, it should automatically log you in. Once you're logged in, yours is going to look different than mine. Okay, you're going to have like rectangle kind of more colorful like blocks to choose from. Okay. Your name should be up in the right-hand corner. It should say Everfi. And then you should have like these courses showing. Okay. The 3 courses that you are looking for. So you might have to scroll down. Some of you, they might be right there. Others of you, if you have a bunch of classes, you have to scroll down. They'll be in alphabetical order. You're looking for 3 different classes: Everfi Financial Literacy, Marketplace Investment Banking, and Money Moves Modern Banking. So you're looking for Marketplace, Money Moves, and Everfi Financial. So you're looking for those three. So they should be toward the top, or if you've had other classes that use Everfi quite a bit, then you might have to scroll down a little bit if there's other classes. Okay, any questions so far? Any questions so far? We're good. Okay, so once you're there, then this is the part that's important for right, for Canvas. Okay, so you need to submit that you have registered. Okay, so the way that you do that is you push Control, you push the Windows button, those are in the left-hand corner, and then you push Screenshot, Print Screen, PRT, SCN, that's F8 on my computer. So you do Control, Windows, Print Screen. You do all three at once, hold them, and then let go. That copies an image of the page. Once you do that, then you can go over to a Google Doc and Control V, paste it onto the Google Doc. So you can either Control V or you could just do paste. Okay, and put it on a Google Doc. Once you've done that, name it, save it to your drive, and then make it shareable. And then you upload this into Canvas as the snapshot. Now, what it needs to show your name, Everfi, and then that you have those courses, okay? That you're logged in. If I can't see your name, if I can't see Everfi and courses, then I give you half credit and I say, please resubmit, and I tell you what's missing. So it's really that simple. Okay, so you log in, you get it. I'm not asking you to go into the courses yet. I'm going to go over that tomorrow, but at least to show me that you're in and the courses are there. And they should automatically be there because I set up the classes. Oh, by the way, Miss Carter, I looked into like adding a teacher and it doesn't let me do it. I have a meeting with the Everfi like person
Okay.
to set up a meeting with her, but I went to like that invite teacher and it doesn't allow me to add you to my classes for some reason.
Right. It
So
created a like a course, but now it wants me to add everything, and I don't want to add anything
right, and
duplicating what you're doing.
I thought like invited teacher I could just, and it won't. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try to meet with this Amanda girl who's an Everfi representative sometime this week or something and stuff. But everything we do in class, I'll record it.
Okay.
So if kids come to you for help, like they can go back.
Okay. I'll just use the recording to help us.
And stuff like that. They're pretty self-explanatory and stuff, but we will be doing a lot of them in class.
Okay.
And once the kids kind of get the hang of it.
All right, because like I said, I didn't want to mess up and duplicate anything, so I'm just going to.
Yeah, I'm new to it too, so I'm learning as I go. So
Okay. No worries, we got this.
Yes. Okay. So favorites, you find it, take a picture of it, all right, and then you're going to take that screenshot and you're going to submit it in Canvas. And being able to take a screenshot is important because tomorrow, once we go over the assignment, the marketplace assignment, one of the things you'll regularly do is when you complete things in Everfi, you'll take a screenshot when you're done and you'll submit it in Canvas because Everfi and Canvas don't communicate. So this way I know you have it done and it submits your grade, or I can see your grade that way. So I'll go over that tomorrow. So you need to get comfortable with the idea of screenshotting and uploading it into Canvas. And it'll be a very similar process when you complete the assignments and then you need to submit it in Canvas. You do it in Everfi, take the screenshot that you're done with your score, and then submit it in Canvas. And we'll go over that more tomorrow. Any questions on this? So this needs to be done because then tomorrow we're going to go into the Marketplace app, one of those 3 courses. Okay, so we reviewed for the quiz. I told you today was going to be shorter. We reviewed for the quiz. All right, gave you the review sheet. So I gave you the link. Or if you ever lose the link, then it's on that module page, the week 7, right? Whichever week that we're on, okay? You can always come back and rewatch these videos. It's helpful, again, for reviewing material or something like that, or instructions. And again, went over the Everfi registration. Once again, it should be submitted. Get it done now. All right, do not go to your next class without that done. So I should get a bunch submitted in, all right, because tomorrow I'm not going over it. And you'll get the irritated look, those free shots of me, you'll get one of those, okay? Except it'll be real in lifetime, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to go over your first Everfi assignment in Marketplace. I'm going to talk about how to do it. Minimum scores that you need to get in Everfi. You can redo assignments, but you got to get a 70% or better to move on. How you take a screenshot and then you submit that in Canvas so you get credit. So your name needs to be on it. You show the completion with your score and you submit that in Canvas, okay? We'll have small group on Friday in the morning, 9 to 11:45. And the 2 things that are going to be due this Friday is the quiz So you're welcome to do that anytime now. If you want to review more, wait till Friday. It's up to you. And then the marketplace assignment's due on Friday. But we will literally have time to get it done in class tomorrow. So you should come to class, make good choices, participate. You should be able to get the marketplace assignment done in class tomorrow. So Friday, you should have a lot of work to do. Okay, just kind of catching up if you need to and getting your quiz done. All right. If you have any questions, stay behind. I'm more than happy to help you. Otherwise, you are free to go. We're wrapping it up early today. All right. And then tomorrow we'll jump into Everfi. We'll go over instructions, 10, 15 minutes, and then you'll have literally 30 minutes to get the assignment done. All right. So we're going to really take it slow and make sure that we're comfortable with it. Okay. So have a good day. If anybody has any questions, please stay behind and let me know.
Okay. Bye. Did you need me for anything, Nicole?
Nope. Nope.